What is going on, all of you growers and smokers out there? EasyBreezy here, come back for another mycology video, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be preparing BRF cakes for fruiting conditions. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. And to kick things off here, we got to determine whether or not these BRF cakes are actually ready for fruiting conditions, and we can simply do that by a few ways. So one way we can do this is by go ahead and inspecting the surface area of our jar and determine if we have full coverage of mycelium or not. And then in this jar it appears that we have most of it. Remember the top little space here, remember how we put that ½ inch of vermiculite on top? We don't have to expect all of that to colonize, or any of it for that matter. So if you see some up top that's not fully colonized like what you are seeing around here, that's perfectly fine. And another way we can do this is by taking our jar, flipping it upside down. You can see this little space that we have here. You can see that there's no loose substrate laying around, kicking around, floating around. It is all compact into one tight unit. So now that we've determined that our BRF cakes are ready for fruiting conditions, we can go ahead and start rehydrating them. Now the reason that we rehydrate them is because while they are colonized, and they will lose some of their moisture, and rehydrating them will really maximize our yields when we go ahead and fruit these for the first time. So to start rehydrating, I always like to give these BRF cakes a little bath, and to do this I have my clean little bowl of water here, and I take the BRF cakes because remember we had this vermiculite barrier on top, and you can see how it doesn't fully colonize sometimes. The longer you leave it, it probably would have over time, but we're just going to do this real quick. So I like to put them in and just kind of twirl it around a little bit to get all of that loose substrate off. Now I don't ever rub it with my fingers because I do still want this part of the cake, this uncolonized part of the cake, because this is what I'm going to use to place down flat like that, so we can maximize our colonized our surface area of colonized substrate here. So if we placed it like this, we would be missing out on all of this real estate up here. So that's kind of just a little tip here for you. Just give it a couple of little twists and turns. Don't worry, it's not going to dissolve, it's not going to disintegrate or anything like that. So let's go ahead and speed up this video so you guys aren't sitting here forever. So now that we kind of washed off our BRF cakes, I went through and I cleaned everything off and put in some fresh water. So now we can go ahead and put our BRF cakes into the water here. And we're going to need to grab something, preferably with a tapered bottom, to put on top of this. I might have to put a little more water in here. And there we go. Now grab something with a tapered bottom to place on top, preferably another bowl. I think that was perfect. Wow. Yeah, preferably another bowl you could put that would go inside of it. Put something heavy inside so it will push down to completely submerge the BRF cakes. And now I'll take this off from my little stand here so I could show you that the BRF cakes are completely submerged. And now we can go ahead and shove this aside for 24 hours. But let's say that you don't want to use a bowl to hydrate your BRF cakes. Well, you can go ahead and grab yourself another mason jar, throw your BRF cake inside, grab a brand new lid, fill it up with water as high as you can. Go ahead and throw the lid right back on. Tip it upside down. You can see how the cake will now float. Leave it just like that for 24 hours and you're good to go. And here we are 24 hours later. We can go ahead and pop off our lid here for that. We'll take off our plate and we can go ahead and move our cakes now to this plate. And don't worry if you see any if you notice any change in the watercolor, if it looks more of a yellow or cloudy. Perfectly normal, perfectly fine, it's not going to hurt anything. We'll go ahead and get this bowl out of the way. And we'll move our plate over here. And we'll bring in our other plate. So now, this is optional. You don't have to do this step here. But if you have some extra vermiculite just laying around here, we have some medium vermiculite. It's always a good idea to go ahead and give them a nice little roll. In that you can see just how well it covers there. This will really help keep in all the moisture. That way we can maximize our yields, because that's the biggest thing here, is to get the most out of each thing. Remember to get both ends. I feel like Gordon Ramsay when he's making beef Wellington rolling. So here we go. We got one cake here. We'll just place it like that. Go ahead, and I'll go ahead and speed all this part up here. And now that we have our BRF cakes completely covered with vermiculite, we can go ahead and push these off to the side so we can go ahead and work on our fruiting chambers. So really quick, I'm going to show you how to make a little micro shotgun fruiting chamber out of one of these little 24-ounce containers. So to start off, you're going to want to put some holes into the side, and this will help for breathing. And go ahead and take your lid off. You can use this by whichever way, whether you have a drill, you can go ahead and drill little 1/4-inch holes in there, and that'll work fine. I just used a heat gun, or a soldering iron, I mean, to put the holes in this jar here. So start off by placing your lid flat on the ground here. Go ahead and grab your vermiculite and pour yourself a little layer, not too thick of a layer, but just enough to cover all of the plastic on the bottom. So maybe about a 1/4 inch or so. Make sure you get into them grooves, and just enough to cover the blue. Next, you want to take a piece of aluminum foil here, and I like to place the shiny side down, that way light can reflect back up to the mushrooms. And there you go, there you have it. Throw your cake right on top. Go ahead and give the inside of your lid a couple sprays. I usually do 2 for the start. And it's also a good idea too to spray your vermiculite at the bottom if you want to. I didn't this time, but that's something you can do if you wish. Throw your lid on top. Give her a screw in, and you're good to go. And kind of a cool thing about these containers here is that you can stack 3 of them right on top of each other, no problem at all. They're securely up there and they don't have any risk of fall, and so that's pretty cool too. Now we can go ahead, set these off to the side, and within 3 to 5 days we can go ahead and have ourselves some cakes that are looking just like this. Now of course you notice here I didn't put any vermiculite on this or anything like that. You can do this without it. It just means you're going to have to watch your cakes just a little more carefully. So I hope you guys learned something from this video, and if you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep on growing, keep on smoking, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. See you later.